Hey everyone, today we are going to work on putting the ceiling boxes and wiring in for the two upstairs bedrooms. And I'm going to be using some of these smart boxes, this is the round ceiling version, similar to all the wall and switch boxes. I'm not actually going to use this specific one. This has got only a 50-pound weight limit for light fixtures with the two screws. They actually make one that's rated for fans, and I'm going to be putting that in, but I just got this one because it's the exact same size box, but the fan rated one has a big metal bracket that straps over the top, has some long bolts that come through here, and that'll support a 50-pound fan. So I don't know why there's a rating difference between these boxes and the ceiling fan version, but definitely the ceiling fan version is going to be a lot stronger with that metal bracket. It's also got three much heavier duty bolts than these two drywall screws. So, but again, this is the exact same size, and I needed that for reference, so I needed to know which hole size to drill. So in preparation, I found the center of the ceiling. So as I think I mentioned before, this is actually the center point. But this right here is where the joist is, and I want to mount it to a joist. If there wasn't all that blow-in insulation up there, I would have put a bracket across that spans between this joist and that joist, and I could have centered it. But in this way, it will be roughly centered on the window, and I'll still have it centered from front to back in the room. It just won't be quite centered from left to right. So that's fine. No one will notice except you, me, and the rest of the internet. And similarly in here. Again, this is the actual center point. This here is the edge of the joist. This room is a tiny bit bigger, so it's not as offset. This is only like 2.5 inches offset from the center. So, and again, this will also be centered on the window pretty closely. So in this room, no one will ever notice that it's just slightly off center. So so we're going to drill these. Basically how I marked these is I held the box up to the ceiling knowing that this is the edge of the joist. I traced around the box, took my hole drill, flipped it upside down, and traced the center of the opening. And basically the center of that is going to be the bullseye. And in this room, apparently I just so happened to hit the bullseye when I was searching for joists. So let's drill this out. And this will be messy. They actually do make a big bowl thing that will go around your hole cutter to collect the dust. And I have one, but I don't have it with me. So we will just deal with getting dust. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my watch off, because I don't feel like getting my watch all dusty. did that right. It's going to be just a tiny bit tight. Fine tuning, and it is perfect. Right, let's go do the one in the other room. See if I got you situated in a good spot. I can't even see. There is my mark. Yep, you are viewing it. right. Perfect. All right, now what I'd like to do is I'm going to try to push a fish rod along the side of that joist and see if I can get underneath all of that insulation so I don't have to have this particular wire running over top of the insulation. And it'll just make for a cleaner install with less chance of anything getting, the wire getting damaged in the future. Let me zoom you out so you can see a little better. And it looks like 2 to 3 fish rods should work. All right. So if my calculations are correct, that should take us up in the attic, right next to the door opening. Well, that didn't quite work out as nicely as I had hoped. So we came up through the insulation. I was hoping to come in underneath here. Let me see if I can do the reverse direction then. Basically, I pushed it down here, hoping that it will skid along the top of the ceiling. And in theory, I should be able to reach it from the hole we just cut. Yeah, there it is. So let me pause you for a second. I'm going to grab some wire and pull that through. All right, so I have unspooled some wire. I'm using 14-3 wire for this. The reason being I want to be able to support a fan. We're going to have the fan where it's Got constant power for the fan, and the fan can be switched via the switch on the fan itself, and a switched leg for the light. And we're going to tie this into the switch for the switched outlet. All right, so let's take you back upstairs in the attic. Give me a second. All right. So here's the plan. We're going to pull this wire through. We're going to drill a hole through this ceiling joist to pass it through nicely, and then send the wire down the wall right back here. Right, there's our wire. Drill from this side. There's less insulation in the way. Pass our wire through our joist. And send our wire down the wall. Let's go down and see if we can fish it through the wall. Take my fish rods with me. Climbing through this attic opening is not fun. So I don't feel our wire immediately, but let me root around for that for a bit and I will be back. Alright, so we got that wire pulled through, and I went up in the attic and stapled it. And let me show you what's up here again and what we're going to do next. Alright, so I put a cable staple right there before it goes through the beam, and I put a little loop there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some caulk around those holes, and then we're going to fold the insulation back, and then we're ready to put our floor down permanently. And I think I'll do that part off camera. Basically, I'm going to need to make sure I got all of these tops of the joists vacuumed off appropriately, and then we'll do that. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, just setting you there, but best I can do for the moment. All right, that is done. All right, so I think I'll stop the video here, and I'll come back once I'm ready to put some of these boards down permanently.